What's up, everybody? Grant Wise here, president and co-founder of Witly. I am beyond excited to be sharing some millionaire success stories today. I've got Josue Soto of the Soto Legacy Group. His wife, Rebecca, couldn't be with us here today, but Josue, man, thank you so much for agreeing to stop by and share a little bit about your story.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the invite. I'm always looking forward to getting on with you, man. I appreciate you, Grant, and all your whole entire team, man. You guys are
Yeah,
awesome.
I love it, man. I appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know we met through NAREP. I was speaking at an event over in Miami, I believe it was, or somewhere in Florida. I spoke at several of those.
Yeah, you were speaking at Dave Kurt's event.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about yourself, man. How did you guys kind of get to where you are today?
Well, we came into the business in 2006 when the market was kind of falling down, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the beginning of the crash, like we call it. And I tell you, dealing with that at that time, you had to make. We were doing very well, and then all of a sudden, it went all downhill in 2008, and but it was tough times, to come, especially when you're expecting that you're doing so well for the first 2 years, and then all of a sudden you got to make this huge adjustment,
Yeah.
which we were able to, but it took a while. We were my wife and I we did a lot of short sales. We processed over 300 short sales at back then. We were REO agents in 2010 also. We probably did 100 plus REOs. And then after that, man, the things just dried up, man. I mean,
Yeah.
completely dried. After like 2011, 2012, the market started shifting again. Man, it's just like we had to re-strategize, and it took us about a year and a half to actually come up. So we realized that back then, because we came from a small independent office, we never were with any big brand. So everything that we kind of learned, we learned on our own, or we learned just by looking at other top producers.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went through that tough time in our careers, it probably lasted for like 2 years, and it was like, man, we would have like 5 or 6 contracts, and then all of a sudden we'll have none because people are losing their jobs and everything. Back then it was very difficult to kind of manage a file because you really didn't expect what was going to happen tomorrow. So, but from there, everything went well. Right after like 2000, late 2010 and 11, when we were in REOs, we decided to open up our own independent brokerage because we felt like, we were at that point that I think we can handle it. And in reality, we weren't ready, and I'd be the first one to admit it. That was me. But, we still moved on, and we built a pretty good independent company that we owned for almost 9.5 years. We always ran a small little team, but the majority of our business came through referrals. I'll be honest with you. Our
Yeah.
referral database was massive, and it still is to this day. I must admit it. We never really Rebecca was pretty knowledgeable when it came to social media, but me, I hated it. I never wanted anything to do with it. And I'm being honest with you, I never wanted
Yeah.
anything to do with it. I felt that everybody was putting too much of their personal life out there. That's the way I looked at social media. But man, with time, I was wrong. I was been wrong. So, you know,
So
go
kind
ahead.
of like coming into the age of social media, how did you guys traditionally like market yourself? We got back like the last few years. How did you kind of bounce back and really start to pick up some more market share?
When we started bouncing back towards like 11 or 12, that's when we connected. I started looking into the referral business when it came to like Referral Maker and Buffini. I coached with them a little bit, and I kind of got their hang of it. And honestly, to this day, I still run a little bit of that platform. But I have it on the side because, let's be honest, man, your referral business makes up at least 80 to 90% of your business. And that's our
Yeah.
personal business. But at the same token, okay, let's go back to where we are right now. Once we moved over, like the last couple of years, we decided that, man, we have to have a social presence because people knew us, Grant, but they didn't know who we were.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though we were top producers, we were always quiet to ourselves. Nobody really knew who they was. To this day, they're shocked that we tell this story like, yeah, right. They don't realize it's the truth, man.
Right.
So once we started hitting and building our social media presence as a team, little by little, all of a sudden we started seeing that people were looking us up. But I don't think the lead source, we never knew how to really generate the leads out of there until Witly came across.
Yeah. So you, I know that you've been with Whitley now for a little while. What was it about Witly, the strategy, just some of the stuff that we taught? What was it that you were so attracted to?
First of all, what I was really attracted was the university, man. You know, you're able to actually learn on your own at your pace, but you're held accountable by yourself and your team, you know, to make sure that you are following through on what you want. And at the same token, you know, with Willie, what I love about it is that you're creating your own ads. You're actually putting out your own content instead of really depending on someone else.
Mm.
So everything that's coming out, you're pouring out into the audience, to your audience. It's something that you created, or you came up with the idea and you worked together with some of your team members to come, you know, to put it all together. But to me, that was golden, man, because to be honest with you, I was never too much into, I shared this story with you and Dylan. I was never really into posting and all that. Rebecca did the majority of that. So when I met you and then I started looking more into the system and you presented it to me, I said to myself, you know what, man, I can run with this. I can do this. So I started just working through it, implementing it, and here we are, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. So it gave you a lot of independence, right? You could generate leads on your own.
Absolutely.
We work together quite a bit with all of our students to create video content. So you put your own video content out there.
Absolutely.
How do you think that some of the retargeting, the video marketing, how has that affected your business?
Oh, substantially, man. To be honest with you, I think that video marketing is the key to our social media presence nowadays. You know, I mean, when you think about it, I think the average is 11 seconds that somebody stays on right now. I'm not sure the exact number. I know back then it was like 30. I think it's down to like 11 now.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be able to bring your message through as quick as possible and as clear as possible. So if you're able to we try to keep it like we shared that with you and you shared it with us, is that every one of our content, we try to make it a minute or less.
Mm-hmm.
That way, if you're able to open up with a strong presence from the beginning, they'll sit there for a minute and watch, you know, from beginning to end. So when we started implementing that and started doing retargeting and just following through on all our videos, you know, from the beginning one, from video one to the closing one, to the appointment setting one, man, it was key. I mean, we get, like right now, I was on the phone with you right before we came on, and I got like 2 or 3 leads through Witly, you know, because
that's incredible, yeah.
because of the video, because of the content that you're putting out there, and you're able to, you know, collaborate with yourself and your team members, and it's been awesome because, you know, I think that when you're able to you know, to present something and really trust that person on the other side and say, you know what, I think Josue, I think we should do it this way. You know, it's worked for us, man. I mean, we've been with you guys almost 2 years already. And
yeah,
when it comes to, you know, our retargeting and our lead gen, it's been around 20% now, man. So you guys, we're doing phenomenal right now. You know?
That's incredible. I love it. So this is always the $1 million question. Because we always say that, you know, Witly helps you grow your company and it does a lot of it on autopilot. Does Witly actually make you money?
Right now, man, just next month alone, we have about 1.5 million under contract to close in August.
That's
just
awesome.
through Witly, just Witly leads, man. And you know what? What I love about it is that they're ready because we already put so much content out there that they're looking at, that by the time they come and they set an appointment with us and we follow through, they already kind of know between the campaign drifts, the text message drifts and everything, they already prepared to what we're going to come into and kind of close it out, you know. So
yeah. So what I love about Witly is it helps you generate leads, right? So you got leads coming into the business. If you don't already have a lead source, and Witly kind of syncs with those sources. But then there's the video remarketing element where Witly helps you actually stay in front of your prospects every single day with video, which is what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
And then there's the appointment strategy where Witly helps track how much of that video content that those buyers and sellers are watching, and when they're ready, it helps them book an appointment. So what you're saying is that Witly's doing all this work, basically getting these buyers and sellers ready for you. And when they're ready, they hit you up. And, you know, it sounds way simpler than the traditional call them 1,000 times, text them.
Absolutely.
It becomes way easier.
You know, one thing that I remember you saying, when you were presenting in Miami, something that you were so key on is that realtors are very busy.
Right.
And if we can spend 45 minutes to 1 hour a day just working your social media platform, your lead gen and everything, you have still 7, 8 hours, 9 hours of the rest of the day to work your business. You understand? And that's just, and it's like you're able to walk away, and that system is still generating leads for you while you're doing your other business. You know, you're working with your sellers, you're working with your buyers. You know, you're doing your trainings with your team. So that's why Witly, to me, it works perfectly for our team, because I've seen the results. I've seen what you can get out of this platform and this system, and I highly recommend it always. You know, if someone is looking for someone to grow their business substantially within 10 to 20% and follow the structure and the systems that Witly provides, I highly recommend just taking, looking into it.
Absolutely. No, that was going to be my last question, is what would you say to somebody that was thinking about doing it? But I guess you answered it. If anybody wants to grow their business at least 20% like Josue has using Witly, then this could be a platform that would work really well for you.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much stopping by. Tell Rebecca I'm sorry I missed her. I can't wait till we can travel again. We'll come see you guys soon.
Absolutely, man. We have some plans for you guys, so I know that's been tough. So how do your family also and everyone else on the back end for your team, man?
We'll do it. Well, you guys heard it here. If you want to grow your business in a big way and you want a system that will help do most of the work for you, sounds like you at least owe it to yourself to give it a shot. So, all right, Josue, thanks, brother. I appreciate you.